Motorcycles are dangerous. Everyone knows that. But here is what they are missing. Danger is not the problem with motorcycles. It is the entire point. Most people spend their whole lives avoiding risk, avoiding discomfort, avoiding anything that might actually hurt them. They have gotten so comfortable, so insulated from consequence, that they have completely lost touch with what it means to be alive. You did not choose that path. You chose two wheels, a motor, and physics that do not forgive mistakes. To them, that is recklessness. To us, that is honesty. Because danger does something most people never experience. It strips away everything fake. It forces you present. It makes you real. And once you have felt that, you cannot go back to pretending safety was ever the point. Let us talk about what that danger actually teaches you. Modern life has insulated people from real consequence. Everything is comfortable. Everything is safe. Climate control, airbags, warning labels on coffee cups. The world has built a giant cushion between people and reality. They wonder why they feel dead inside. A motorcycle does not give you that cushion. It does not lie to you. It does not protect your ego or let you pretend you are in control when you are not. The bike teaches through immediate, brutal feedback. Push too hard in a corner and it tells you. Get lazy with your inputs and it punishes you. Respect it and it gives you something no safe life ever will. Every rider learns this truth the first time their knee scrapes the ground. The first time you hit the balance point on a wheelie. The first time you go full throttle and feel the front end get light. For that split second, you understand life exactly as it is, fragile, fleeting, and entirely in your hands. That moment of clarity changes everything. You realize how thin the line really is, how much of your survival depends on your ability to merge thought and action until they are the same thing. No room for hesitation, no room for distraction, just speed, gravity, traction, and you. Every decision matters. Every movement has weight. This is what people spend thousands on therapy trying to find. Some kind of presence, some way to feel connected to the moment instead of lost in their heads. Riders find it at 80 miles per hour through a corner that could kill them if they screw up the entry speed by 5 miles per hour. The bike strips everything fake away. You cannot pretend out here. You cannot fake confidence or skill or awareness. The road sees through all of it. Either you are present and capable, or you are about to learn a very expensive lesson. There is no middle ground, no participation trophy for showing up. And that honesty, that brutal, unforgiving honesty, is exactly what makes riding sacred, because it reminds you that the world still runs on rules you cannot bend, rules you can only respect, cause and effect, action and consequence, the fundamental laws that modern life lets people forget. This is not adrenaline junkie behavior. It is something deeper. People think riders are idiots chasing adrenaline. They see the bikes, the speed, the risk, and they write it off as some kind of death wish. They are completely missing the point. Adrenaline spikes and disappears. What stays is the focus. The kind of focus most people never experience in their entire lives because their world never demands it. They have traded challenge for convenience, instinct for routine, the part of humanity that once pushed us to cross oceans and climb mountains. They have let it atrophy completely. Modern life does not require you to be present. You can stumble through your days half awake, insulated from consequence, protected from reality. Everything is automated. Everything is comfortable. You do not have to think about survival. Do not have to stay sharp. The world is designed to let you coast. Our ancestors did not have that luxury. They built, they conquered, they explored. Comfort was not the goal, it was actually a threat to survival. The moment you got comfortable was the moment something else took advantage of your weakness. They understood something we have forgotten. That challenge keeps you alive in ways safety never will. Riders keep that instinct alive. We chose danger deliberately because it forces us to be present, because it demands the kind of focus that makes everything else fade away. No overthinking, No anxiety about tomorrow or regret about yesterday. Just this corner, this throttle input, this exact moment where your survival depends on being completely here. That moment after you come out of a corner, knee scraping the asphalt, heart beating at 160, engine screaming, that is life distilled. Raw reality with no filters, no screens between you and consequence, no safety nets, just cause and effect, action and result. The fundamental truth that modern life works so hard to hide from people. This is why writing feels sacred, not because it is safe, because it is honest. It reminds you that you are still an animal, still subject to physics and biology and the laws that govern everything. You cannot negotiate with gravity, cannot reason with momentum. The road does not care about your feelings or your excuses. Most people live in systems built to protect them from themselves. Everything is comfortable, everything is safe, and they wonder why they feel dead inside, why nothing seems to matter, why they cannot shake this sense that something is missing. You know what is missing. The bike makes sure you never forget. Because out here, everything matters. Every choice has weight. Every moment demands your full attention. And that demand, that constant requirement to be present and capable, that's what makes you feel alive in ways comfort never will. Motorcycles teach discipline through fear, not fun. That's the part people don't understand when they see us out here. They think it's all about the thrill, the rush, some kind of rebellious attitude. It isn't. You learn throttle control because the alternative hurts. You learn focus because distraction costs skin. You learn respect because arrogance gets people killed. Every lesson on a motorcycle is written in pain, humility, and gratitude. There's no gentle learning curve, no participation trophy for trying. The bike teaches you or it breaks you. Those are the only two options. And here's the beauty of it. Those lessons carry into the rest of your life. Once you've learned to respect consequence on two wheels, you start seeing it everywhere. You stop taking stupid risks in other areas. Not because you're scared, but because you've learned what real risk actually looks like. You've felt the weight of decisions that matter. You start valuing awareness in everything you do, noticing patterns, reading situations before they develop, seeing problems 3 moves ahead instead of reacting after they've already happened. The bike rewires your brain to operate at a higher level of consciousness because anything less gets you hurt. And once you've developed that awareness, you can't turn it off. You start noticing how many people around you are half awake, stumbling through their days on autopilot, insulated from consequence, protected from reality. They're not present, not really there, just going through the motions while life passes them by. You see the difference between being safe and being alive, and you choose alive every single time. People think danger is the opposite of peace. They are completely wrong about that. Sometimes danger is peace. When you are leaned over at 80 miles per hour, engine screaming, wind ripping at your chest, there is no room for overthinking. No anxiety, no past or future, just presence sharpened to a knife's edge. That is the paradox non-riders never understand. The most peaceful moments of your life happen at speeds that would terrify them, because peace is not the absence of danger, it is the presence of focus, complete absorption in the moment, no mental noise, no second guessing, just you and the machine and the road ahead. The bike forces you into that state, demands it, because if your mind wanders for even a second, the consequences are immediate and severe. So you learn to quiet everything else, to exist completely in the present moment, to find stillness in motion. That is what fear teaches you. Not to avoid risk, but to respect it. Not to play it safe, but to be fully present when stakes are high. To face what scares you and come out standing. And once you have learned that lesson, once you have tasted that kind of clarity, you cannot go back to pretending comfort was ever the point. Riding means witnessing the cost of mistakes. You see the crashes, the memorials, the candles and helmets left on the side of the road where someone did not make it home. You pass those spots and you remember them. Every single one of them changes the way you ride. This is not abstract. It is not some philosophical concept you read about. It is real. You know riders who have gone down. You have seen the aftermath, the destroyed bikes, the hospital stays, the ones who healed and the ones who did not. That knowledge sits with you every time you swing a leg over the saddle. Every corner carries the weight of what could happen. Every mile reminds you how thin the line really is between riding home and becoming another roadside memorial. That weight does not make you timid. It makes you deliberate, focused, humble. Because once you have seen how quickly things can go wrong, you stop pretending you are invincible. You stop thinking it cannot happen to you. You have watched good riders make small mistakes that cost them everything. You understand that skill is not armor. Experience is not protection. The road does not care how many miles you have logged or how confident you feel. That humility changes you completely. Not in some dramatic, life-altering moment, in small ways that add up over time. You stop wasting energy on things that do not matter. You stop sweating the small stuff. You stop living like you have unlimited tomorrows to figure things out. You start riding and living like each mile could be your last. Not in some morbid or depressing way, in a way that makes everything sharper, more vivid, more real. Colors look brighter, moments feel heavier, conversations matter more, because you have stared down the reality that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. And here is the weird part that does not make life darker. It makes it brighter. The bike is not safe, far from it. But that is the beauty. It is a constant reminder that you are alive and mortal, that you exist, that your choices still matter, that every day you wake up and decide to ride is a day you are choosing to face reality instead of hiding from it. When you twist the throttle, you are not chasing danger for the thrill of it. You are acknowledging it. You are saying, I know what is at stake, and I choose to face it anyway. That is power most people will never taste. They mistake safety for happiness. They think comfort equals meaning. But comfort does not teach you anything. Danger does. Every scar tells a story. Every close call rewires your respect for the road, for the bike, for yourself. You learn that control is not about dominance. It is about becoming one with the machine. Every input, every correction is a conversation between you and consequence. A negotiation with physics that you cannot win through force, only through respect. You will never be the same after you become a rider. That is not dramatic, it is just true. The world feels different once you have spent enough time on two wheels. Sharper, more honest, less forgiving of bullshit. When you have felt life hang by a thread and still come out standing, the little things shrink. The arguments at work, the deadlines that felt so urgent, the uncertainty about what people think of you, all of it disappears because you have faced something truly scary repeatedly, and it made you stronger instead of breaking you. That changes your entire perspective. You stop fearing things that used to consume you, not because you are reckless or do not care, but because you have recalibrated what actually matters. You have stared down real consequence and survived. Everything else is just noise. That is what non-riders never understand. They think riding is about conquering the machine, bending it to your will, proving you are tougher than physics. It is not. The bike teaches you to listen, to feel what it is telling you through the bars, the pegs, the seat, to read the road through the tires, to anticipate what is coming 3 moves ahead, because reacting after it happens is already too late. That kind of awareness does not stay on the bike. It bleeds into everything. So when people call motorcycles dangerous, they are absolutely right. They just do not understand what that means. Danger is not the flaw. It is the feature. It is what keeps you awake, sharp, alive. It is what separates riders from passengers, people who experience life from people who just exist through it. The road does not owe you safety. Never has, never will. It offers you a deal instead. Respect me, and I will show you everything. Forget that, and I will take everything from you. Simple, honest, brutal. And still you ride, not out of defiance, not out of some death wish or thrill-seeking impulse. You ride because life without that edge does not feel like life at all. Because danger in the right dose is the cure for numbness. Because risk reminds you of what is real in a world that has forgotten. You would rather die living fully than exist half awake. That is not a slogan. It is a choice you make every time you twist the throttle. Every time you lean into a corner that demands your complete attention. Every time you acknowledge the stakes and choose to face them anyway. Eventually, after enough miles, enough close calls, enough moments where everything sharpened into perfect focus, you understand something very few people do. Life wasn't meant to be safe, it was meant to be taken, conquered, experienced to the absolute fullest while you still can. Motorcycles taught you that, and now you can't unsee it, you can't unfeel it. You can't go back to pretending comfort was ever the point. You can't rejoin the half-awake masses stumbling through their cushioned existence. The bike showed you what real means, and there's no going back. The danger is the teacher, and you are still learning. Every ride adds another lesson, another reminder that you are alive and it matters. So here is the real question. Which matters more to you, safety or being truly alive? Drop a comment with your closest call and what it taught you. I want to hear what the road has shown you that changed everything. And hit subscribe so we can keep building a community that understands what most people never will.